Hi there. I hope you enjoy this compilation of Pete the Cat books that has been specially curated for this time of year. Enjoy! Pete the Cat. I love my white shoes. See, there he is in his white shoes. Pete the Cat was walking down the street in his brand new white shoes. Pete loved his white shoes so much he sang this song. I love my white shoes, I love my white shoes, I love my white shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of strawberries. What color did it turn his shoes? Red. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. Everything is cool. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of blueberries. What color did it turn his shoes? Blue. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. Awesome. I love my blue shoes. I love my blue shoes. I love my blue shoes. Oh no. Pete stepped in a large puddle of mud. What color did it turn his shoes? Brown. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. Groovy. I love my brown shoes. I love my brown shoes. I love my brown shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a bucket of water, and all the brown, and all the blue, and all the red were washed away. What color were his shoes again? White. But now they were wet. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. Rock and roll. I love my wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. Squeak, squeak, squeak. The moral of Pete's story is, no matter what you step in, keep walking along and singing your song. And look, red, brown, blue, white. Because it's all good. Pete the Cat, Crayons Rock. There's Cool Cat Blue, Deep Purple, Groovy Green. Pete loved his big box of Groovy crayons. He loved to draw things like cars, trucks, flowers, and trees. But most of all, the big blue sea. From Rockin' Red to Cool Cat Blue, with a box of crayons, there's nothing Pete can't do. One day, Pete decided to draw something new. His friends. Using lots of colors is so much fun. Pete wanted to use every one. He scribbled and drew a great big smile. His drawings were groovy and rockin' with style. Crayons rock. Pete was proud of the pictures he drew. He hoped his friends would dig them too. Pete showed Grumpy Toad first. Grumpy Toad said, "This doesn't look right. Those colors are way too bright." Pete thought, "Hey, no sweat. That's all right. The next one will be dynamite." For Gus from Pete. Pete showed Gus his picture too. Gus said, "Who is this supposed to be? It doesn't really look like me." Pete thought, hey, no sweat, that's all right. The next one will be just right for Callie from Pete. Pete finally showed Callie her picture. Callie said, this one is fine, but it feels like something's missing from mine. Pete said, what a mess. Bummer, I guess my drawings aren't the best. Pete started to frown. He put his crayons down. In art class, the teacher asked, Pete, what are you going to make? I don't know. I'm afraid of making a mistake. Pete looked around. Gus drew the coolest superheroes. Callie's flowers were awesome, out of sight. Grumpy's motorcycle was just right. Pete's heart sank. His paper was blank. The gang looked at Pete and said, no sweat, it's all right. It doesn't have to be just right. Your art is cool because it's you. Your art is so unique. Grab your groovy box of crayons. Show us your technique. The teacher agreed. Art should be fun. Art is for everyone. From Rockin' Red to Cool Cat Blue, with a box of crayons, there's nothing you can't do. Pete smiled. There are no rules. It's no big deal. Art is about how it makes you feel. Pete loved his cool art. That's the one thing Pete knew. Suddenly, Pete knew exactly what to do. He tried again. Instead of drawing them one by one, Pete drew the whole gang, just having fun. Wow, way to go, Pete. That's a rocking masterpiece. Grumpy Toad, Gus, and Callie agreed. Pete's picture was off the charts. See? That's the groovy thing about art. The best art comes from the heart. Crayons rock. Now we're going to read Pete the Cat and the Surprise Teacher. Pete is ready for school. Where is Mom? Pete asks. She has a surprise for you, says Pete's dad. Pete goes to school. His mom is there. What a surprise. Hi, class. I am Mrs. Cat, says Pete's mom. I am the substitute teacher. Oh, what a surprise. I will need your help today, says Pete's mom. What do we do first? Art, says Pete. Yeah, says the class. The class lines up. Pete's mom leads the line. Is this art? Asks Pete's mom. Is that art? No, that sign says gym. Boing. This is not art. This is gym. Stay and play, says the gym teacher. The class plays. Gym is fun with more kids, says Pete. Gym is over. Pete's mom takes the class to art. See, that says music. La, la, la. This is not art. This is music. Stay and sing, says the music teacher. The class sings. We are louder with more kids, says Pete. Rumble. Pete is hungry. Time for lunch. This is not the lunchroom. This is the playground. Let's have a picnic, says Pete. Oh. Now it is time for art, says Pete's mom. Everyone cheers. Pete leads the class. Is this art? Asks Pete's mom. It is. It is. Lots of kids are making art. Oh no, says the art teacher. It is too late to join us. The day is almost over. This apron says art is cool. Oh no. The class goes to their classroom. I know, says Pete. Let's make art here, he says. Okay, says Pete's mom. Pete calls a huddle. Whisper, whisper. The class plans a surprise. Pete draws. Callie makes paper cats. Everyone helps. Surprise, says Pete. The class made art for Pete's mom. See, that says, thank you, Mrs. Cat. Thank you, Mrs. Cat, says the class. We had a great day with you. Sometimes a different day is an awesome day. And that's the story of Pete the Cat and a surprise teacher. Would you like your mom as a surprise teacher? Pete the Cat, 5 Little Pumpkins. Five little pumpkins. Sitting on a gate. The first one said, "Oh my, it's getting late." The second one said, "There are witches in the air." The third one said, "But we don't care." The fourth one said, "Let's run and run and run." The fifth one said, "I'm ready for some fun." "Oh, oh," went the wind, and out went the lights, and the 5 little pumpkins rolled out of sight. Happy Halloween! Pete the Cat, the first Thanksgiving. Pete was nervous about being a pilgrim in his class's Thanksgiving play, the first Thanksgiving. "Just do your best," his best friend Callie said. Pete said he would try. He was ready. His mom had even made him a pilgrim hat, which was really cool. There it is. Pete took his place at the front of the giant ship that his class had made out of cardboard. Pete was a pilgrim on the Mayflower. There he is. See the waves and the sails. In 1620, a group of pilgrims decided to leave England for the New World to build a new life. It was a long, long trip on a big, big ship, all the pilgrims sang. The sea was rough and very dangerous. Many pilgrims got very, very sick. Oh. The dream of a new start in a new world made the hard trip all worth it. For more than 2 months, the pilgrims sailed. Set sail. They wondered if they would ever get there. After 65 days on the ship, the new world finally came into view. "Land ho!" Pete cried. All the pilgrims did a happy dance. Land ho! Woo. The pilgrims arrived in the New World at Plymouth Rock in what is now Massachusetts. Everyone had many chores to do, like growing food, finding water, and building shelters. The first winter in the New World was long and hard. In the spring, the pilgrims had to decide whether to give up and go back to England or keep trying. The Pilgrims had heard about the Native Americans, and many worried that they would not be friendly. Pete had never met a cat he didn't like, so he thought they would be kind. Pete was right. He made a new friend in Squanto. Squanto and the other Native Americans showed the Pilgrims how to grow crops like corn, beans, and squash. By summer, the Pilgrims had learned how to farm the new land. By fall harvest, the Pilgrims had plenty of food. To thank Squanto and the other Native Americans, the Pilgrims invited them to share the harvest. This celebration became known as the first Thanksgiving. See that? Pete was relieved when the play was over. He had remembered all his lines. "Wow, I never thought about how hard it was back then," said Pete. "You did great," Callie said. See, they're taking a bow. Later, at Thanksgiving dinner with his family, Pete said, "Let's all go around the table and say something we are thankful for." "I'm thankful for my family," said Pete's mom. "I'm thankful for my skateboard," said Bob. "What are you thankful for?" Oops, this one first. "I'm thankful for the brave Pilgrims that started this new free world," said Pete. "What are you thankful for?" Pete the cat, snow days. Pete the cat wakes up and gets ready for school. He has show and tell today. "There is no school today," says Pete's mom. "It is a snow day." "Hooray!" yells Pete. "Let's go sledding," says Pete. "Great idea," says his brother Bob. Pete puts on his hat, boots, and mittens. "I'm ready to go," he says. On the way, Pete makes snowballs. He throws one at Bob. Bob throws one back. Pete makes a snowcat. Snow days are way more fun than school days, he says. "Sledding Hill, here we come," says Pete. He can't wait to get there. Pete waves to Callie. "Come sledding with us," he says. The hill is big. Trey and Emma look small at the top. Crunch, crunch goes the snow as Pete, Bob, and Callie go up, up, up. "Whee!" they yell as they go down, down, down. "I love snow days," says Pete. On the way home, Pete and Bob stop at Trey's house. The hot chocolate is yummy. "What a fun day," says Pete. "Tomorrow at school, I'll tell my class all about it." Pete wakes up to more snow. It's not a school day, it's another snow day. Pete makes a snow fort. He throws snowballs. He makes a snow dog. Then he has fun sledding. He can't wait to tell his teacher about it. But the next day is a snow day too. There's too much snow. Pete and Bob can barely even open the front door. "Before you go sledding, please shovel the walk," says Mom. but shoveling is hard work. When Pete is done, he's too tired to go sledding. Pete misses his teacher. He misses the other cats in his class. Pete can't wait to go back to school tomorrow. But when Pete wakes up, it's snowing. Oh no, he says, not another snow day. Pete wants to go to school. So Pete plows the streets all by himself. The other cats rush outside. They help clear the snow. Everyone wants to go to school. The streets are clear and safe. The bus can drive. School is open. All the kids are excited to see their teacher. He has a snow day show and tell. When it's Pete's turn, he tells everyone about the fun he had in the snow. I love snow days, said Pete, but I love school best. Pete the Cat's 12 Groovy Days of Christmas. Here he is. See Pete the Cat? On the first day of Christmas, Pete gave to me a road trip to the sea. Groovy. On the second day of Christmas, Pete gave to me 2 fuzzy gloves and a road trip to the sea. Groovy. Sing along with me. On the third day of Christmas, Pete gave to me 3 yummy cupcakes, 2 fuzzy gloves, and a road trip to the sea. Groovy. On the fourth day of Christmas, Pete gave to me 4 far-out surfboards, 3 yummy cupcakes, 2 fuzzy gloves, and a road trip to the sea. Groovy. On the fifth day of Christmas, Pete gave to me 5 onion rings, 4 far-out surfboards, 3 yummy cupcakes, 2 fuzzy gloves, and a road trip to the sea. Groovy. On the 6th day of Christmas, Pete gave to me 6 skateboards rolling, 5 onion rings, 5 onion rings, 4 far-out surfboards, 3 yummy cupcakes, 2 fuzzy gloves, and a road trip to the sea. On the 7th day of Christmas, Pete gave to me 7 concert tickets, 6 skateboards rolling, 5 onion rings, 4 far-out surfboards, 3 yummy cupcakes, 2 fuzzy gloves, and a road trip to the sea. On the 8th day of Christmas, Pete gave to me 8 guitars strumming, 7 concert tickets, 6 skateboards rolling, 5 onion rings, 4 far-out surfboards, 3 yummy cupcakes, 2 fuzzy gloves, and a road trip to the sea. On the 9th day of Christmas, Pete gave to me 9 ugly sweaters, 8 guitars strumming, 7 concert tickets, 6 skateboards rolling, 5 onion rings, 4 far-out surfboards, 3 yummy cupcakes, 2 fuzzy gloves, and a road trip to the sea. On the 10th day of Christmas, Pete gave to me 10 sloths a-sleeping. See 'em? 10 sloths a-sleeping, 9 ugly sweaters, 8 guitars strumming, 7 concert tickets, 6 skateboards rolling, 5 onion rings, 4 far-out surfboards, 3 yummy cupcakes, 2 fuzzy gloves, and a road trip to the sea. Groovy. On the 11th day of Christmas, Pete gave to me 11 balls a-bouncing, 10 sloths a-sleeping, 9 ugly sweaters, 8 guitars strumming, 7 concert tickets, 6 skateboards rolling, 5 onion rings, 4 far-out surfboards, 3 yummy cupcakes, 2 fuzzy gloves, and a road trip to the sea. Groovy. On the 12th day of Christmas, Pete gave to me 12 friends a-rocking, 11 balls a-bouncing, 10 sloths a-sleeping, 9 ugly sweaters, 8 guitar strumming, 7 concert tickets, 6 skateboards rolling, 5 onion rings, 4 far-out surfboards, 3 yummy cupcakes, 2 fuzzy gloves, and a road trip to the sea. Groovy! Now, if you made it through that whole song with me, make sure you like and subscribe. I think I earned it with that one. Hope you enjoyed it. Pete the Cat Saves Christmas. "'Twas the day before Christmas, and Santa was ill. In the cold winter wind he had caught a bad chill. Well, will Christmas be cancelled? Will it come to that? Never, cried Santa. Let's call Pete the Cat. Santa asked Pete to deliver the toys to all the good girls and all the good boys. I'll do it, said Pete, and although I am small, at Christmas we give, so I'll give it my all. Give it your all, give it your all, at Christmas we give, so give it your all. Pete jumped in his minibus and started to roll. Road trip, called Pete. First stop, the North Pole. The reindeer were waiting to give Pete a tow, so he packed up the presents and told them to go. Then the minibus flew just like in a movie. Pete the Cat cried, "This is totally groovy." I can do it, said Pete, and although I am small, at Christmas we give, so I'll give it my all. Give it your all, give it your all, at Christmas we give, so give it your all. As the children were sleeping all snug in their beds, Pete and his reindeer appeared overhead. Straight down the chimney Pete flew in a dash, then back in his minibus quick as a flash. Each time he delivered a holiday gift, he crossed off a name written on Santa's list. Santa's list was so big, and Pete felt so small, but at Christmas we give, so he gave it his all. Give it your all, give it your all, at Christmas we give, so give it your all. Look at all those names. Oh. There's Michael and Jacob and Madison and Matthew and Piper and Emily, Savannah, Sophia, Eric, Emma, Olivia, Jessica, Trey, Destiny, Josh, Helen, Dorsey, Kim, James, Jackie, John, Janet, Sarah, Grace, David, Ryan, Angel, Jack, Justin, Evan, Landon, Brian, Ethan, Leah, Maya, Michelle, Jenna, Paige, Lily, Hannah, Victoria, Aaron, Tyler, Greg, Karen, Caden, Autumn, Molly, Noah. Yeah. At the very last minute, they reached the last house. Pete dashed in and out, just as quiet as a mouse. Then right at the break of the new Christmas day, Pete and his reindeer were flying away. Back at the North Pole, old Santa was waiting. The elves and the town folk were all celebrating. Thank you, Pete. Santa was dressed in his red coat and hat and cried, "Hip, hip, hooray for our friend Pete the Cat." I did it, said Pete. And although I am small, in the spirit of Christmas, I gave it my all. Give it your all, give it your all. At Christmas we give, so give it your all. There he is, drinking the milk.